What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to channel ANDERZÉN. Today we're going to be doing an oil catch can on the C55. Mike's in the background organizing, having fun. I have a bunch of 3/8 line and oil catch can that was sent from Flashark Racing that I'll show you guys now. All right, so here's a catch can. This again is from Flashark Racing. They're sponsoring this video. I wanted to show you guys what they sent. So number one, catch can. They have this in a few different colors, black, silver, red, and blue, I think. The silver is like no coating. It's just, billet aluminum. So that's why I went with it, just in case it gets scuffed at all. It doesn't get, scratches in it. It'll just look the same pretty much. All right, guys, jumping in the video real quick. I realized I forgot to show you the internals of the catch can. So one cool thing as well, it does have a dipstick that you can check the level of how full it is and then empty it appropriately. So there's that. And then this is what the inside looks like after you unscrew it. I already did. There's a little chamber here. Unfortunately, it didn't come with any like filtering material, but you can throw in whatever you have handy. Copper, like Brillo pad is a good thing to go with, or a stainless Brillo pad. I would go with copper just because this is aluminum, and mixing stainless steel and aluminum can be corrosive with water vapors. So copper should be fine, or even if you can find an aluminum mesh of some kind, would probably do the trick. So this right side is the inlet port, and then this will be the outlet port, like you guys will see in the video later. But just want to show you guys, pretty basic setup, but yeah, better to show you guys than not. A couple different fittings for either 3/8 or 5/8 fuel hose. I threw this Y-barb in there so it doesn't come with it, but O-rings, some nuts to attach it, all kinds of things, and then some clear hose if you want to use it. Like I said, I'm going to be using regular fuel hose. My son's also in here. So yeah, right now I was just playing around with where I want to place this. I kind of want to have it in a spot, even though I could have it, close by. I want to have it in a spot where I don't have to like take it out to remove, let's say, like coil packs or spark plugs or something. So the spot that I was just toying around with is right down here. And that way the line will be able to route over here. I'm going to have a Y-split that's connecting the inlet anyways for both this line and that line. That one I'm going to keep vented to atmosphere. And then the return line will go back up to the top. So I think this is my spot I'm going to go with, but I'll play around a little bit more and make sure before I commit to it. As for the setup right now, it's my own modified setup. Some of you guys have seen before. This is all silicone hose, which I shouldn't have been using because this is not fuel rated, and you can tell it's starting to kind of seep through the vapors that are coming through the hose. So I did like a little custom setup to get rid of the inlet with the brake booster and the stock PCV lines. So I'll show you guys what I did there, and I'll have to do something kind of custom again with the actual fuel hose. Are you ready to do this?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I'll update you guys as I go.
What is doing?
That's the heater. All right, so this is what I ended up doing to make it fit over the throttle body inlet right there. It's a little bit, it's close to 5/8. It's not exact, but I ended up putting a piece of 5/8 silicone hose on top of a piece of 3/8 hose to make it snug, and then use that as what sticks onto the inlet down there. It works pretty well, so I think I'm just going to do the same thing. I'll reuse this little piece and plug the fuel line into it. And if you want to see why it's a good idea to have a catch can installed, you can see the nasty crud that is already making it into the intake. So I already have the EGR plugged, so that is a big source of gunk in the intake, but this is another one. Over time the PCV can gunk up an intake manifold pretty good. So All right, guys, checking back in with some progress. I ended up putting some nut certs on some existing holes I got lucky with. And I just figured out a little bracket that I'm going to use. It'll be a little adjusted from this, but basically just going to mount a aluminum bracket there, and that'll sit off, and I'll bolt the actual catch can to that side of it. Might not have to be this exact shape, and I'll round it off so it's not sharpy or anything, but that should do the trick, and that'll make it easy to take on and off if I need to, because I'll just be able to take off the bolts that are going into the plate rather than trying to get behind the catch can once this side is installed. So, all right, guys, another update. Got my bracket all fitted up. I angled it a little bit just to make the lines route a little bit more, so or a little bit easier. So I'm just tightening on the little Phillips head bolts, and then I will tighten down the actual catch can to here, and we'll start mocking up the lines. All right, guys, catch can is all set up. I did have to put a little bit less of an angle on the bend that I had just to be able to reach the screws, but now it's no problem. So basically, I will route this side from the line here and line on that port from passenger bank, and then this line will route back and dive down into here. So I'll try to do this best I can and make it kind of discreet as much as I can, but just be efficient. All right, guys, we got the inlet side all routed. Just have it going through the stock location pretty much, and then back there is where I teed it off with a 3/8 brass tee, and then that is routing down over here. Curled it underneath the lines just to have it go up against soft things or round things, not any edges, and then it comes right in here to the inlet. For the outlet off of the catch can, I'm going to route it back to the throttle body input, like I said, but because this hose doesn't have a ton of bend in it as far as radius, I wanted to run a T. I don't have my barb tees with me right now, so I'm just going to use one that I found laying around, and I'll switch it out once I'm at home later on, but you get the idea. It's just going to be a T into there. So I'm going to attach this piece of hose onto here. I'm going to have to slip fit something to make this a snug fit right now, and then I can make it work later on. All right, guys, she is all routed, put back together. Should probably start it up here in a little bit. Shouldn't be much of a difference, but yeah, it's nice to have this done. All right, guys, hopping back in time in the video. Just about to leave my parents' place. Figured I would give you guys a startup before I leave. Don't pay attention to all my warnings from my streetcar turned not streetcar, kind of streetcar. Down, and should be pretty much ready to rip. Alright, that's a startup for you guys. So again, huge shout out to Flashark Racing. Thank you for sponsoring this video. You guys go check them out. They're kind of a parts supplier coming up right now. Don't have much of a following or anything like that, but they're trying to get their name out there. The website has a ton of like mixed bag of stuff. They're kind of just like a universal parts supplier, and they do have some specific stuff for like some diesel models and things like that, but definitely go give them a look. And you know, they supported the channel, so hopefully you guys check them out at least, and try to support them if there's anything possible you need. As far as the catch can kit goes, I mean, they're priced super well. They're around like $30 or $40, I believe. And to be honest with you guys, this actual design is used by a ton of different companies, like the exact same one. So, you know, there's all kinds of parts suppliers that are just slapping their names onto things. But you'll notice like this one's engraved oil catch can, and you'll see that same exact thing represented from like, you know, 100 different brands. So it's definitely an affordable option. You can go crazy with catch cans and go super expensive, or you can keep it budget friendly. For something like this, anything like billet aluminum that's a kind of quick manufactured piece, you definitely want to check it out for like burrs or little pieces of aluminum anywhere. I always do. I've kind of learned my lesson with that, even from like the biggest name brands or smallest name brands. If it's like a small piece of metal or aluminum or anything of that sort, I always go through it and try to blade out like any burrs or little pieces of fragment of metal that just happened during the machining process that people might not catch. And it's just a safe thing to do when you first get an item of any kind, really. Like I do that with almost everything I get. I just inspect it thoroughly, make sure there's no little pieces or anything like that that could end up in the motor. So yeah, that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this one. I don't think there's a C55 catch cam video out yet, so this can be the first for that. But it's pretty much the same thing as any other car. You're just figuring out what the inlets and outlets are and where you need to route things. So the next thing I'll think about doing in the future is a Venturi port. So actually pulling vacuum from the exhaust. So instead of routing it to that throttle body inlet, I would be routing it to the exhaust. And supposedly that pulls a greater amount of vacuum, and the more vacuum you can pull out of a motor, usually the better it will run, because it seals better, everything. It can make power more efficiently, so it's just better for the motor overall. So I'll think about doing that in the future, but for now this will definitely work, and it'll keep any gunk out of the intake manifold. So I'll be doing the same job that I just did on the MO55. If you guys haven't watched that video yet, go check it out. But the same job of rebuilding the intake manifold, and this one I'm going to make it look kind of nice and pretty. I'm going to do some Alumiblast on the valve covers and the intake manifold to just give it a kind of nice, refreshed, new look, because this is a car that, you know, it is going to have engine bay open when I go to different spots, and people are going to want to check it out, and I just don't want it like looking grungy when the rest of the car looks pretty clean and cool most times. So yeah, I will do that. But that being said, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share it if you guys can, and I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.